Good morning, FFL losers. Hey, it is Thursday, August 18th. I know most of you are probably at work, at least those of you that actually have jobs. I am back from my 8th radiation treatment. Can you see me glowing at all? I know you should probably know a little less hair. That'll be coming off soon enough. Anyway, hey, upcoming season, we have less than 2 weeks to the or less than 3 weeks to the draft. And I thought I would give you guys a little bit of a preview. Given that it is 2016 and we are in a presidential year, I have managed to pull together many of the candidates, not all of them, but many of the candidates to discuss the upcoming fantasy football season. And I gave them a little bit of insight into our league, and they did a lot of studying, and I think you'll find their insights very illuminating. So let's get started. Well, my first guest is Donald J. Trump. Donald, you have studied the league in depth, and I would like to know, you've seen the history and you know all of the owners in this league. Could you explain to me, if you were an NFL player and you were selected by any other owner in this league aside from me, what would you say?
We are led by very, very stupid people. Very, very stupid people.
I would wholeheartedly agree with you. And what would you say if you were an NFL player, mind you? Just picture that. You're an NFL player and you find out that you've been selected by me as a fantasy owner.
We will have so much winning if I get elected that you may get bored with winning. Believe me, I agree. You'll never get bored with winning. We never get bored.
You're right. We won't get tired of winning. But is there a particular type of winning that you would say?
We are going to start winning big league.
Oh, okay, Donald. Well, we use proper English, and bigly is not a word. So we'll get back to you in just a minute. We have some other guests. I'd also like to welcome Bernie Sanders. Bernie, you're big on conspiracy theories. We got a guy in the league, Gallagher. You're familiar with him. He's a big fan of yours. And he's got this conspiracy theory that I control the schedule, and I always put him up against the team that's going to score the most, and I've got some secret emails going on, and blah, 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 blah. You've studied this problem. What do you think of this conspiracy theory?
The American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Exactly. Back to you, Mr. Trump. If you were in the fantasy league, how would you start a team?
But we're building a wall.
So you'd start on defense. Okay, I get it. Let's also welcome in Senator Ted Cruz. Mr. Cruz, I understand that there's a rumor going around that Doug might be your father. Could you talk a little bit about your early childhood with Doug?
And I've described many times how my father, when I was a child, was an alcoholic. He wasn't a Christian, and my father left my mother and left me when I was just 3 years old.
That's terrible. I can't believe it. Doug, you should be ashamed of yourself, but I'm not really surprised. Back to you, Senator Sanders. You've seen the history of this league. You know what happens when the commissioner does not win. Do you have some comments on that?
And I say without any joy in my heart that much of what I thought would happen about the destabilization, in fact, did happen.
Back to you, Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump, you've seen past videos of our drafts. Could you imitate Tim when he makes a pick? Let's say by the third round. Give us a good third round imitation of Tim after he makes a pick.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
That's not very appropriate, but I will say it is highly accurate. Mr. Trump, another question for you. In the draft that we're having upcoming in a couple of weeks, usually the host provides some basic necessities, maybe some beer and maybe some little things to munch on. What can I expect the other members of the league to bring?
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
Oh, well, I agree with the first part. The second part, I think you're probably going a little bit far on that one. Again, Mr. Trump, you've studied art. Can you tell us what are your impressions of him?
I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy.
Actually, his name is Art, and I think you actually do know him. A couple other people I want to ask you about. Jason Ankeny, interesting character in our league. He's rumor has it he started growing a beard. It took him about 4.5 years to grow it, but what do you think? What's the look?
I think she's a beautiful woman.
No, he's a man still. Genetically, we believe he is still a man. Hard to believe. Okay, last person I will ask you about, Billy. But what do you think about Billy?
Here's a guy throwing punches, nasty as hell, screaming at everything else, like to punch him in the face.
You want to punch him in the face? Get in line, buddy. So thank you all very much. Thank all the candidates for coming out for my special interview. Reminder to the FFL owners that the draft will be on the Saturday of Labor Day weekend. We're probably pushing it back just a skosh because Doug's going to be flying his big fat ass in from Ireland and should be good and hungover, which means, well, you'll be drafting high again next year, Doug. Any other questions, let me know. Draft order is out there. Remember, your keepers are due 24 hours or so before the draft starts, and everyone has to have a keeper. Otherwise, talk to you guys later.